Hi guys and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here then hello, my name is Kate. So I'm filming my first ever designer handbag collection video today, which is so exciting, but to be honest it's something that I've really put off the past year just because I would never want it to come across in the wrong way, especially with everything that is going on in the world at the moment. But it has been so highly requested and I'm finally here filming it, so yeah, I can't wait to show you guys my beloved collection because it is quite special to me, which I know might seem very silly because they are just handbags, but I am such a huge fan of bags and accessories. I just honestly love them. I don't know where this love came from. None of my family or friends growing up were really into bags and designer items, but I just have a love for it. And I've built up this collection over the last 3 years and it's something I am quite proud of because all of them apart from one I bought with my own money, but I'll go through each one by one and kind of give you guys a bit of a backstory about how I purchased it and stuff. Before I start, I do just want to quickly say that I buy these handbags for myself. I don't do it for social media, I don't do it for any validation, and most importantly I don't buy them beyond my means. Somebody once said if you can't buy something twice then you can't afford it, and that is something that I really live by. I never buy these bags when I can't afford them, and each purchase is a very saved for and considered purchase. None of these were bought on a whim, and yeah, I just can't stress that enough. Don't live beyond your means and only buy bags that you love and buy it for yourself, not for any other reasons. So yeah, I'm really excited to get into this. I feel like I'm in my element when I'm talking about bags, so let's get on with it. I'm going to go from oldest to newest, and the first bag that I've got to show you guys isn't actually my first ever designer handbag. I actually had a couple before this which I have now sold on, but this was my first ever in-store, my own money, brand new designer purchase. So this one is quite special to me and it is the Givenchy Horizon. So I got this around 2 to 3 years ago and I just think this is such a beautiful bag. This had been on my wish list for so long. It's actually discontinued now. Oh, I just think this is such a beautiful, clean and simple and minimal bag, and I remember always going into the store and thinking about it but just being a bit too scared to kind of take the plunge, and I'm so glad I did because this has got so much wear. It was a toss up between this and the YSL Sac de Jour, and I'm so glad I went for this because it's not something you see quite as often. It's this really cute little size. It's got the Givenchy Paris logo in the silver foiling at the front. It's also got little silver feet, and then at the back it has these clasps which allow you to kind of open the bag wider if you want to, and it's actually really easy to open and close. It looks like it's a bit of a faff, but it's not at all. And then it also does have a strap so you can wear it crossbody as well. And then the inside, oh, I've actually got some things in here. I have some tissues, a lip gloss, a London Grace nail salon card. That's it. Yeah, so the inside is really minimal and simple. It's just got one little pocket at the back where you can put like your card holder or any valuable items, but you actually can fit a lot more than you'd think in this, which is great. And even though it doesn't have like a zip or anything, everything does feel very secured because it does close quite nicely. So this has a bit of a funny story behind it. Like I said, I'd been wanting this for so long and I would always go into store and look at it, and then I was on my first ever paid for brand trip, which was a trip around Europe, and London was one of the destinations. So I think we had just come from, might have been Germany, and we went to London and we were shooting around Harrods, and then I think one of the cameras broke, so they told us to have a long lunch, and I obviously went into Harrods and just looked at all the bags like I always do. I went into the Givenchy there and the store assistant said that these were being discontinued the next day and this was the last one in store, and I just knew then it was fate and I had to buy it. And that was such a scary moment for me. I'd never spent that much money on anything in my life apart from like my degree, and even though it wasn't spontaneous because I knew that I wanted this bag for so long, it felt spontaneous because I didn't realise I was going to be buying it that day. I was so happy, and then this came to Paris with me the day after to continue the trip, so this holds some really special memories for me. And this was actually then discontinued the next day, and I think 2 months later it was in Bicester Village for around £700, which was half of what I paid for it. That was really frustrating, but at the same time I'm still glad that I bought it when I did because I got to wear it on my trip in Europe. Okay, so this next bag, I know you're not supposed to have favourites, but I think she is my favourite. So it's the classic Chanel double flap in the size medium, and I actually purchased this secondhand from Designer Exchange. They have a few stores in London, but they're also online, and they have just some really good gems there. Chanel was always on at the top of my list when it came to designer bags, but I could just never justify spending £3,000–4,000 on a bag. So I would always be searching like the secondhand designer shops like Zoop's and Designer Exchange, Farfetch, and I feel like Zoop's and Designer Exchange are my two favourites just because I feel like they're very reasonably priced. I think this one was actually slightly reduced, and for complete transparency they actually did very kindly give me a press discount on this. I knew that this was the bag that I wanted, so I'd go on the site every single day to see if they had one, and they finally had one, so I snapped it up very quickly because it, even though it is pre-loved, it is in such great condition. I mean, I've worn this so much. There are literally no scratches on it. It is in the lambskin as well, which is more susceptible to scratches, but yeah, as you can see, it's still perfect, and I love how it's still very puffy. A lot of the pre-loved Chanels have this really flat appearance to them, but this is still nice and full. I believe this one is circa 2014, so it's not like vintage, but it definitely isn't new either. And I just love this bag because it is so versatile. You can wear it with the double chain just on your shoulder like this. You can wear it across the body, you can wear it just on one shoulder with the long chain. It's just so versatile for both day and night, and yeah, you just don't get much more classic than this. I know this is going to be in my designer bag collection forever. So just to show you the inside as well, you have the little CC fastening. You have the little hidden pocket here, which is where Coco Chanel would keep her love letters, which I think is so romantic and a nice little story. Quite hard to show on camera, but then you have this like back pocket just down the side here, which I actually never use. And then you have the beautiful burgundy double flap with the Chanel logo. My bag is currently stuffed with dust bags because I'm very aware of making sure it stays nice and in shape. So I've just put loads of dust bags in here. I'll take them out to show you guys. How beautiful is the burgundy colour on the inside? I just think it's so nice. And then you have the main compartment here, which has these two pockets and then like a little one for your lipstick, and then another compartment here, and then you also have this one here just at the back, which is pretty handy for like your phone and stuff. But when I'm around in London, I definitely don't keep my phone in that bag just for safety reasons. Classic Chanel bags are just the most amazing investment, not only because you are going to get so much wear out of them and they are timeless, these are never going to go out of fashion, but also they always go up in price. Every year Chanel have their price increases, so if you keep good care of your Chanel bags, you are going to get more money than you paid for it, if you ever were to sell it. But I definitely will never be selling this, and I'll probably be passing it on to my daughter if I ever have one. So this was £2,500 on the Designer Exchange website. This is now £5,550, which is insane. So yeah, it's definitely always worth checking out some pre-loved stores because you do get a very good price, and like I said, it's in perfect condition, and of course it is more sustainable as well. Next up we have the Louis Vuitton Keepall in the size 50 with the monogram canvas. So funny story of this one, I actually purchased this at the start of 2020, and I remember posting it on my Instagram saying I wanted to travel in 2020, so I got the bag to go with it. That did not age well at all because obviously we couldn't travel in 2020. But considering that, I have got so much use out of this, and it's probably one of my most practical bags. I use this so much. I use it for when I go down to Brighton to see my family. I use it for like little weekend trips. I use this a lot for like shooting content around London. I just put all of my clothes in there. You can fit so much in here. It's really comfortable to wear because you've got the straps here and then the big strap here, which just sits really easily on the shoulder. With this being only a year old, the leather is still fairly light. When you buy Louis Vuitton products, the leather is almost like this white creamy leather, and then it ages really nicely. So it started to age a little bit. It's definitely not as bright. And then the rest of the bag is in this like monogram Louis Vuitton print, which is like a coated canvas, which is so perfect for traveling. You don't have to be too careful with it. You can really kind of chuck it around. Not that I chuck any of my bags around, but at the same time I don't baby any of my bags. Bags are there to be used, and especially travel bags like this. Louis Vuitton was originally a shop just for like luggage and suitcases, so yeah, their bags are really designed and tested for travel. It also has this really cute tag which I got my initials engraved into with gold foil, which is just a really nice personal touch. I purchased this in the Louis Vuitton in Selfridges on Oxford Street, and The customer service there is amazing. They're really good. They're always incredibly busy, so make sure you get yourself an appointment if you are going to be purchasing something. But yeah, they did this for me in the store, which is lovely, and they do this free of charge as well. It also comes with a little Louis Vuitton padlock and key, and then the inside is just a big huge space. You've got a big pocket up here, so you can kind of put like your keys or anything small and zip it up to keep it nice and safe. You've also got this little ring here, which is good for keys again. So in here I've got a tangle teaser, I've got a mask, and I've got some chewing gum. I was considering buying this pre-loved, but the pre-loved actually aren't a huge amount of difference price-wise to the brand new, and I just thought I am going to have this forever and ever, and it's so practical. So I just thought I might as well buy it brand new and give it the longest life it can have, and I am kind of looking forward to seeing it age a bit and get a bit more worn. I actually originally purchased the 55, which is a tad bigger, and it's honestly huge, especially with me being quite small. It just completely drowned me, and I just felt like it looked a bit silly, especially for kind of what I needed it for, which is sometimes going around London and stuff. So I went for the 50, and this size is perfect. I purchased this, I think it was £1,200. This has now gone up to 1,550 because yeah, Louis Vuitton is another brand that does tend to go up in price. So the next bag I've got to show you guys is this one, which is the YSL in the Sunset Mono, and I just think she is so cute and dainty. I remember seeing this bag, I think it was on the day it came out in the airport, and I just love how kind of small and, like I said, delicate it is. The little handle at the top, it all just feels really kind of neat and well crafted. But yeah, like I said, I never buy something impulsively. Even if I see something and I fall in love with it, I go back, I think about it for months and months until I really know that I'm going to get lots of wear out of it, and make sure I won't get sick of it, because sometimes I see bags that I love and then a month later I'm actually not so mad about it. So that's why I think it's important to not impulsively buy. So yeah, a couple months later I then bought it because I was still thinking about it, and I actually really wanted this for events, which is another funny thing. I think I purchased this just before we went into lockdown in 2020. With my job, I'm always going to these events such as the British Fashion Awards, the Brits, and I just felt like I didn't have the perfect bag for these events. I actually loaned one from the Cocoon Club, which is an amazing designer loaning brand, and I just wanted my own to have at these events. And I just thought this one was so perfect because you can wear it different ways. You've got the long strap, you've also got the top handle, you can take this strap off, so it's quite versatile. But most importantly, it's just completely black, so there's no silver or gold hardware to kind of clash with any outfit, and it just makes this really just match anything you pair it to, which was very important for like these events where you don't really know what you're going to be wearing. Again, something that just didn't age well because I haven't been to a single event since lockdown happened. So it's in a calf skin, it's very, very lovely and smooth, and then several compartments on the inside and like some little card slots, and the craftsmanship in this is honestly amazing. It also has this pocket at the back, which is actually very handy. It feels so well made and just such good quality. And as you can see here, they have tiny little clasps to take off the chain if you want to. The only thing I would say about this bag is the chain. Like a lot of YSL bags, the chain is very long. I feel like they must design them for models who are like over 5'8" or something, because this chain is just far too long for my body. So what I normally do is I end up crossing it over, so I'll cross the chain over on the inside like so, and that makes it the perfect length for me. So yeah, I feel bad that this one hasn't had a lot of use. I do try and pair it with like casual outfits, but honestly, with it being so small and dainty, I just think any normal outfit does overpower it quite a bit, and it just does look so much better with like little dresses and more going out evening kind of look. So yeah, as soon as we're out of lockdown, this is going to be my go-to evening bag, and I cannot wait to use it. When I first saw this bag, I expected the price to be around the £1,000 mark, just because YSL have a lot of similar bags of this size which are around like £900, but this is actually 1,300, and at first I was a bit confused by that, but then when you do feel it and touch it, you can understand why they have marked up the price to that. But I believe this is 1,500 now. I will link everything down below as always though. I bought this from the Saint Laurent on Bond Street, and the staff in there are amazing. They are so nice, which is something that is important to me when buying a designer bag. And I know it might sound silly to some people, but the customer service when buying a designer bag is so important to me, because you're about to spend a lot of money, and it can be such a nice, memorable experience. So having amazing customer service really just does make the difference. And also the Saint Laurent on Bond Street, the interior is incredible. They've got the most amazing changing rooms and it's just so beautiful. The next bag I purchased is the Louis Vuitton, and don't come at me for my pronunciation, but I think it's the Boite Chapeau Souple. And I bought this because the bags in my collection so far, as you guys have seen, they were all very formal and black, and I wanted something to feel a lot more casual, and I just wanted a different colour as well. I would always look at this one when window shopping, and it caught my eye just because of how different it is. It's obviously this like nice round shape, but it also has a slightly vintage feel to it, and every time I looked at it I just fell in love with it more. I actually have a full review on this on my channel already, so I'll link that down below and I won't go into too much detail. This bag had been on my wish list for a long time. It actually wasn't this bag, it was the smaller version of this bag without the tag, and it had been on my wish list for ages, and I was having a very tough and sad day. This was in the summer last year, and I didn't really know what to do with myself, and I just thought I needed to distract myself. So yeah, I thought buying a bag would be a good distraction, and it actually was a good distraction. And I know that sounds very silly, but it honestly worked for me, and it had been on my list for such a long time, so I thought it was a good time to buy it. Same as my Keepall, it is the coated monogram canvas, which is just so durable. You literally cannot scratch it. It's waterproof. It's just amazing. The leather on this is actually aged quite quickly, but then again, I feel like when I bought it, it wasn't really white. It had already aged a little bit, but I do love that look. It's got the really cute little Louis Vuitton tag, which just made it for me. Like I said, I wanted the smaller one, but it didn't have this tag, and I just feel like this extra bit of detail makes it look so much more interesting and expensive. I haven't actually got anything in the tag, I just kept it nice and plain. Like all Louis Vuitton products, I love the little red on the side of the leather. It's also got the lock, and then on the back you've got this cute little pocket, which is very good for putting your mask in. I really love the strap on this because it's very adjustable, which is just great because you can adjust it to how you want it that day, whether you want to kind of have it just under your arm here, or if you want to have it long and crossbody. I even saw somebody recently kind of wear it like, kind of use it as like a top handle like that, which I think is really cute, because then that turns it into a bit more of an evening bag, which I've never really thought about before. And then on the inside, you'll see how much you can fit in this in my review of it. Honestly, this fits so much, but it's this lovely suede material on the inside, and I've currently got my Ray-Bans in there, and a receipt for Holland & Barrett, and a tiny, can you see how small this is? A tiny little peg. I don't know why that's in there. Yeah, this bag is still in perfect condition. It's not got a single mark on it. And it's got so much use. Admittedly, I do use this a lot more in the summer. I just think it's a bit more of a summery kind of bag. I actually just love using this for like my day-to-day tasks where I don't really want to be wearing my Chanel or my Givenchy, as they do have smooth leather. So like I said, I don't baby them at all. I use them, but I am a bit more careful, whereas with this I just feel like it's so much more durable and just an easy bag. So I originally went to purchase this in the Louis Vuitton on Bond Street, but when I went in they actually told me that this didn't exist, and I thought I was going crazy for a second. So I then went to the Louis Vuitton in Selfridges, and like always their customer service there is amazing, and I've now actually got a really lovely essay there. And when I bought this it was 1,200, and I believe like the Keepall it has now gone up to 1,500. Next up we have another classic Chanel double flap in the size small. Again, this was purchased pre-loved, but from a different brand. This one was from Zoot. And again, for full transparency, I did get a press discount on this. I believe they were selling this for, I think it was £4,500, which on its own is actually a very good price for Chanel, especially one like this, which is quite rare, and it is 1990, which is one of the reasons why I love Zoops so much. They are very reasonable when it comes to their pricing. I feel like some sites really do just hike their Chanel prices up so much because they know that they will sell. This one is circa 1990, but look at the condition. It is honestly perfect condition. I think there's a few tiny marks, and I don't know if you'll be able to see, but it is slightly wrinkled in some areas, but other than that it is basically perfect. And I bought this after loving my classic flaps so much. I just thought it would be so nice to have this in another colour to really complement those slightly lighter, more tonal outfits, and it's just a really beautiful addition to my collection. Another benefit from buying pre-loved, especially with Chanel, I believe it's before 2008, all of their hardware hardware is solid 24 karat gold, whereas on the newer ones they are just plated. I hate to say it, but I do think the older Chanel bags are much better quality. They feel a lot more sturdy, the hardware feels a lot more heavy, and I also just really like how this must have some sort of story behind it. This is now 31 years old, so it's had a good life to it, and I would just love to sort of know the stories behind it. And I just think a vintage Chanel feels so special. But yeah, I just think this is so feminine and so beautiful, and even though it is in this light colour and it is the smooth lambskin, I do think it's actually quite durable, so I'm not afraid to wear it. I wear it out a lot, and even though this was a lockdown purchase, it has actually got a lot of wear as well. And then just to show you the inside quickly too, again you have that double flap with the secret pocket, the big Chanel CC, and I've again stuffed this with dust bags to keep it nice and full so it doesn't lose its shape. And then just for a bit of a size comparison between the two, medium and small, as you can see it's just that tiny bit smaller, maybe by like less than an inch, and then slightly shorter as well. But yeah, I love looking at these two together as well. I just think they're a very cute little pair. And yeah, they're just two bags that feel very special to me in my collection. I haven't had the chance to wear this one in the summer yet, but I cannot wait to pair this with some really pretty light summer outfits. I think it's just going to look amazing. And then my most recent purchase is the YSL Loulou in the size small. Big YSL logo, and then the chevrons going down, and then similar to the Chanel, it's got like a cute double chain which you can either wear doubled up or like this, and that kind of looks like a little top handle. Again, like my other YSL, the chain on this is very long, so I tend to really wear it best with the double chain. And I actually purchased this one because I was using my black Chanel bag so much, and I was kind of beginning to get worried about aging it quickly or damaging it. So I wanted another bag that I can use as a very everyday black and gold simple timeless bag, just to basically give my Chanel a bit of a rest so I don't use it so often. And this isn't their new collection or anything, this is quite an old YSL bag, but again it is just very timeless, and I knew that I wasn't going to get sick of this. I was a bit torn between this and the Loulou, like the more puffy one, which is definitely more of a trend piece. I think it's quite inspired by the Chanel 19, and I'm so glad I went for this one because it definitely is more timeless. I can see myself loving this when I'm older as well. I purchased this one on Farfetch and it was 1,570, and I think it's just a really great investment bag if you want that timeless, slightly similar to Chanel look but you don't want to spend £5,000. This is definitely a great alternative, and I really do love it. I loved it when I saw it online and in store, but when I had it in my hands I just loved it so much more. And again, it is that kind of bag that you can take from a day look to a night look, giving it a bit more versatility. The only thing I would say is I wish it had the feet on the bottom. It's currently just a smooth leather, and that's just a little bit frustrating. I feel like those would add a lot more value to it, and also it can be quite stiff to open and close, as you can see. But other than that, it is perfect. And in here you have 3 compartments, which I really like, but it's nice to be able to organize your bag. You have a zip compartment, you have the back compartment which has another pocket, and then you've got the main compartment here. And in here I currently have, this has actually still got the authenticity card in it. I don't tend to keep the authenticity cards in the bag just because if they ever were, touch wood, to be stolen, it'd make it a lot easier to sell on. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend keeping them in your bags. Got my card holder, I've got a silk scrunchie, and yeah, that's it. If you're looking for a bag under £1,000 as well, they have the Loulou toy, which is very similar, but the strap is different. It's not a chain, it's just the leather, and I think that's a beautiful bag as well. So if you're looking for a bag with that £1,000 budget, I would definitely recommend it. And then onto the last bag, which I haven't shown you guys before. It's never been on any of my socials, so this one is a bit of a surprise. And it's actually still in the box because I haven't used it yet, and the box is just quite good to store it in really, so it's a bit of an unboxing for you guys. This is the only bag that I didn't buy myself. This was actually a gift for Christmas. I didn't ask for it. I've never asked for any designer bags. I just would never ask somebody to spend that much money on me, so this came as a complete surprise to me. And yeah, when they gave it to me I was in shock, but very grateful to have been given it. Okay, so we have the box and then the dust bag. It's not actually in the dust bag, we just laid it over the top. So it is the Louis Vuitton suitcase, and I still can't believe that this is mine and that I own this. But yeah, I just think this is such a stunning bag. So it's the small size, so you can use it like on planes and traveling and stuff like that. Here's what the top looks like. You have the nice creamy white leather that I was talking about when they are brand new. Again, it has my initials in gold foil on the tag. I think the top handle on this is really cool because it's this really wide, with this like kind of rose gold silvery hardware, which is just beautiful. It's also got a lock on the side to protect all of your stuff. And then here is the inside. So you've got the elasticated straps here. It's like a mesh cover here. And like the other two Louis Vuittons I showed you, it is in the coated canvas with the leather details. And the details on this are actually stunning. There's just some really small little touches that I just think makes it so much better. And yeah, I cannot wait to go on holiday with this when COVID is all over. This will be coming with me along with my Keepall, and I'm going to feel very, very Carrie Bradshaw. But yeah, this was the last bag I've got to show you guys in my collection, and I honestly just feel so lucky and so grateful to have built my little collection. I love every single bag in my collection, and if you had told me a few years ago that this would be my collection when I'm 23, almost 24 years old, I would have been so amazed, because bags have always been my thing since I was a little girl. I am currently saving up for my next designer purchase, which I think is going to be a Dior bag. I'm not 100% sure yet. There's definitely a bit of a Dior shaped hole in this collection, and I just think their bags are so stunning. Do let me know what is on your designer bag wish list, because I would love to know. And if you've got any questions for me, just comment them down below and I will get back to you. But yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please go like, subscribe and comment if you haven't already. It means the absolute world to me, and I will see you guys in my next video. I love you all so much. Bye.